In this video we cover how FastAPI reads a JSON request body and hands it to your route function as a clean, validated Python object. We will look at the problem that approach solves, the pieces you need to wire together, and when it is exactly the right tool versus when something simpler will do. Before FastAPI, reading a post body meant several steps: awaiting raw bytes, calling JSON loads, then writing your own validation, checking that a required field exists, that a price is actually a number, that a quantity is not negative. Every endpoint duplicates that work, and it is easy to forget a check. The pain is real boilerplate that also hides bugs. Think of a bank deposit form. It has labeled boxes, account number, amount, currency, and the teller refuses anything that does not fit the form. You never argue about missing fields at the counter. A Pydantic model works the same way. It declares the expected shape upfront, and FastAPI rejects any request that does not match before your code ever runs. There are two main pieces. First, a Pydantic BaseModel subclass. You declare each field as a class attribute with a type annotation and optionally a default value. Second, you add that model as a parameter to your path operation function. FastAPI sees the type annotation, recognizes it as a Pydantic model, and knows to read the JSON body, parse it, validate it, and inject the resulting model instance into your function. Starting at the top, we import FastAPI and Pydantic's BaseModel, then create the app. The item class inherits from BaseModel and declares 4 fields. Name is a required string, description is an optional string defaulting to none, price is a required float, and an underscore stock is a bool that defaults to true. In the root, at app.post, registers a post endpoint at /items/shop_id. The function receives 3 parameters. Shop_id is an integer in the path. Item is our item model, so FastAPI reads it from the JSON body, and notify is a Boolean query parameter defaulting to false. Inside the function, item is already a validated item instance, so item.name and item.price are safe to use directly. When a request arrives, FastAPI inspects your function's type hints at startup to build a parameter map. At request time, it reads the body bytes, decodes them as JSON, and hands the dictionary to Pydantic's model constructor. Pydantic coerces and validates every field. If anything is wrong, it raises a validation error, which FastAPI converts into a 422 response with the detailed message pointing at the bad field. If validation passes, FastAPI calls your function with the model instance already built. The same model definition also generates the OpenAPI schema, so your docs stay in sync for free. Reach for a Pydantic body model whenever a post or put endpoint receives a structured JSON payload with multiple fields that need validation. That is the sweet spot. Skip it for get and delete requests, where a body is unconventional and many clients will not send one. Also skip it when you only need a single value, which belongs in a query or path parameter. For file uploads or HTML form submissions, FastAPI has dedicated types, upload file and form, that are not interchangeable with the JSON body model. To recap, subclass Pydantic's BaseModel and declare your fields with type annotations. Add an instance of that model as a parameter to your root function, and FastAPI will read, parse, and validate the incoming JSON body for you. Invalid data is rejected with a clear error automatically. And you can mix a body parameter with path parameters and query parameters in the same function without any extra configuration.